Usually I try to say positive things on BookTube, and usually I'm filled with positive things to say, but today is a rant. Today I'm going to tell you my pet peeves for books. Hi BookTube, welcome to Book Talks with Miss Thomas. If you're new here, you know what to do. Please subscribe, and if you're returning, welcome back. So this is going to be a chatty one. I took both of my sons to the gym today because my older son, his car is in the shop. And I said, well, no problem. I'll take you guys to the gym and then I'll swim some laps. So it's really scorching hot out today and I was so looking forward to some laps. And as soon as I got here, they said, oh, someone threw up in the pool. We will be closed for about 15 minutes. And I was like, yeah, you're closed for the day in my mind. I don't want to get in the pool after someone threw up. So I'm just killing time, waiting for my kids to finish their workout at the gym. You can hear all the kids playing though, and there's country music in the background. You know, folks are having a good time. I may hang out. There is like a sprinkler. There's like sprinklers outside. Maybe I'll hang out by the sprinklers and read. But in the meantime, I saw a video that MJ did this morning, and it was like pet peeves. It was book talk, something about books and annoying things, pet peeves for readers. And I thought it was really great. And I was thinking, I have quite a few things to say. I was like sitting there talking to MJ's video. So I thought, she said, you know, maybe this should be a tag. She's not sure. And if you want to go ahead and make it a tag, or you want to do the same video, go right ahead. So thanks, MJ. I have things to say. All right, so book peeves, that's what it was called. And the first thing, MJ had a book peeve. I don't think it was her first peeve, but it was a peeve that I absolutely shared with her. And I thought, oh, I thought I was the only one who did that. So I get on BookTube, and I have one computer where I'm watching BookTube videos, and then on another computer, I am looking up books that people recommend. And so I open up usually my library account and I search the library card catalog while I'm listening to BookTube. And I do that video after video after video. So then when the books arrive, I have no idea who recommended them or what they're about or why I want to read them. So it's kind of fun. It's like unwrapping a present because I don't remember what it was, but I know it was supposed to be good. But it's also pretty frustrating because if I want to mention it in a video, I can't sometimes remember who recommended it, and I like to give credit. In one of my videos, I just put everybody. I was like, one of these people recommended this. So anyway, that's a peeve that I share with MJ. And another one, if you've seen my Outer Banks beach vlog, my biggest peeve is that books are not waterproof. I love water of all kinds. You know, here I am at the Y hoping to swim some laps. I go to all kinds of beaches and pools, and I love to read by the water, and I have lost many a book. I said to my oldest son when I offered to take them to the gym and I was going to read and read by the sprinklers, I said, well, what book should I bring? I need a paper book. And my oldest son, of course, said, well, not a library book, that's for sure, Mom, because, you know, I've ruined more than one library book because I take them by the water and I love to read them. Whether a wave comes or sometimes my bathing suit's wet and the book just ends up propped on my stomach while I'm reading. It's a bad habit. The books get ruined, so that's a thing. It's a real thing. Books should be waterproof. That's my next peeve. Make books waterproof. Okay. Another pet peeve that I have for books is, and you know what? Some of you might want to skip this. This is where I get a little bit too direct, but it drives me crazy when the books get overly romantic. I'll try to say this delicately, but you know, I'm a Christian woman. I want to read a nice book. I want to read people, you know, it's okay with me if they kiss at the end and that's the end. But why do they have to get so very descriptive? It's like pornography. I mean, it doesn't interest me. So I And really, it's true. I don't like overly graphic violence in books either. But I get really embarrassed with what my friend and I have started calling the heaving, right? Because one time I was talking to a friend of mine and I said, you ever wonder why every book has a chiseled face on it? And, you know, all these romance books, like these men have these chiseled faces. And what does that even mean? Like, I'm picturing like a nail going into the man's face, or like the marks from acne. I don't know what they mean by chiseled face, and all kinds of odd things pop into my head. And my friend said, I don't mind the chiseled faces so much as I mind the heaving. Why is everyone always heaving? And that one didn't even occur to me. And I said to her, well, I've been married a long time and I'm an old woman. So if my husband starts heaving, I'm probably going to call 911. So I don't get it. And since my friend said that, I've noticed an awful lot of heaving. And so I've had to DNF books and I'll say like, well, there's just too much heaving. But what I mean is, it's just a little too personal, a little too descriptive for my taste. And especially the audiobooks, because I have children, you know, and I don't want my children to walk in the room and hear something really way too personal, and for them to think that that's what I listen to, because I don't. And then another thing is, another peeve I have is when people are portrayed inaccurately or unrealistically. Either or, both. I think that when you portray people, that's another issue I have with the heaving, okay? Every man in these books with the heaving, with the chiseled face, I mean, I guess that's supposed to be like perfect face, I don't know. But they always look perfect. They wake up with minty fresh breath. They are filthy stinking rich. They have bionic body parts. I don't believe it, you know? And I don't think it's really healthy for people, because it creates an unrealistic view in my heart of men. You know, I have 2 boys, and I worry that these romance books, they leave my own sons with this expectation from women that's just not realistic and not fair. And probably the same can be true of what men read. Although, I don't know, I mean, men, maybe they read romance. I tend to associate the romance books with women, and the way that the women are viewing the men in these books, it doesn't seem realistic or fair. And as a mother of boys, that bothers me. So I hope I don't make people mad. Maybe I will. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make anybody mad, but I just, you know, I want to put it out there. I want to say what I think. And I have been meaning to say that for a long time. I can't tell you how many times I've said to my dear friend, you know, oh my gosh, this book, it's unbelievable. Like, what is up with these people? And, you know, we laugh about it in the privacy of our home. In our homes, we don't live in the same house, but I'm going to put it, I told her, I said, I'm going to get on YouTube eventually, and I'm going to come forth and say, can we start portraying romance realistically? Can we start portraying men and women realistically? So there are some books that do that, and I'm either going to review them, or I have reviewed them, because like I say, I'm just killing time while my kids are at the gym working out. See, my kids are fit. They're not, you know, these perfect caricatures of men, but they exercise. They're nice people. They're godly men. But anyway, I'm going to do some book reviews of some good books where romance is portrayed well. I don't know if I've posted them yet or if I will post them, but I will just say, okay, Librarian of Boone's Hollow, ching, yes, thank you, you did a good job. I like the way the romance is portrayed. And In Search of a Prince, also pretty good. Okay, anyway, so the heaving. Oh, and also with people who aren't portrayed realistically, it bothers me sometimes when I read books, especially young adult books, about people with mental illness. I read one book, I think I did post the review, and I said at the end, you know, I don't really recommend these books. I don't feel that it was a responsible way to portray mental illness. Sometimes, that was when I very, very first started with BookTube. Now I don't even bother to review the books that I think have an inaccurate portrayal of people, but I've come across enough of them that I think, no. And the reason is because I don't want to mention that on BookTube and let people even get that name recognition. If the book is irresponsible in the way it portrays a person or a group of people or a type of people, I don't even want to put the name out there. But I've read them and they bother me. So, okay. Bizarre plot twists. Can we just talk a little bit about bizarre plot twists just for the sake of throwing some bizarre plot twist in the book? I mean, I love a good plot twist. I love when a book has a really good plot twist and it makes sense. But when we just throw in a plot twist that, like, just for shock value or, you know, to be on trend, why? Okay, how about, this one my son asked me to put in here. Sometimes this works for me and sometimes it doesn't, but it drives my older son crazy. So I said, well, do you want to do the video with me? Book Zealots does that, a mother and son. I love that. And he said, no, Mom, that's not really my thing. But for my son's sake, I'm going to say it bothers him when a book changes perspective and changes narrator so often. I don't really mind it, but sometimes it depends. It has to be done right. But for me, what it does is I'll get really engrossed in a particular character and I'll start to care about a character's storyline. And then the other character, not so much, you know, I'm not really interested. And so I scan those passages to get to the storyline I'm interested in. So it works sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. But books that change perspective, books that change narrator, it annoys my son. He doesn't want to do a video. So I said I'd say that for him. Mean characters. Mean characters bother me too. I mean, I know sometimes you have to have a mean character in order to have a storyline. Again, The Librarian of Boone's Hollow, I'm going to review that soon. I don't know if I'm going to post it before or after this one. But there was a character in there, and one thing I loved about that book was that the character was both awful and realistic and human and likable. So it can be done, but a character who's just like absolutely mean and has no redeeming qualities, that usually is for me a reason to DNF a book. All right, I think that's it. And then the last thing is, you know, the book peeves that I'm getting over. In MJ's video, she had that. I don't have any. I'm not getting over them. I don't like them. I'm too old to change. I don't like it, and that's all there is to it. So there you have it. My pet peeves. I just mean this in fun. I'm not trying to offend anybody. But, you know, I'm finally going to come out with some things I don't like, and there they are. Bye for now.